In this worksheet called Index, we've got a table over in columns B through J that represent costs for packages based on their size and the shipping zone that they're being sent to. And in column S, we're trying to look up the shipping cost for various items based on their size in column Q and their shipping zone in column R. And we could do this probably with a combination of VLOOKUPs and HLOOKUPs, but it's going to be much more direct if we use a function called index, which allows us to pull information out of a table based on a row and column reference. Recognize here that the size 5, as we're looking at this first entry, will actually come out of the 5th row of this table, and the shipping zone will come out of the 4th column of the table. And so these are the actual numbers that we will be using as we create this index function. Equal index begins with the location of the table, and we don't use the headings in the table, we just use these cells right here, comma. Any function that uses row and column references always uses the row reference first. So the row reference, as we look at the table, relates to size. So we get our entry from Q2 right here. So we'll be looking at the 5th row of the table, which is actually the 7th row in the worksheet, comma. The column reference from that table is going to be the 4th column because the shipping zone is 4 right here. There it is. So we're expecting an answer as we look at the table over there. It's in the 5th row of the table, 4th column. Answer should be 3149. And it is. And as we copy these down the column, what do we have to first worry about? The reference here to the actual table needs to be absolute. So we select this data, press F4. An alternate, of course, is to give it a range name. So as we check out a few of these, we see how these are working as well. Here's an example here, size 2, shipping zone 2. We look at the table over to the left, row 4, column D, 1469. That's the answer that we're seeing right here. The range name will make it look slightly cleaner, so a quick change there possibly. We highlight the table here, and maybe we'll just give it a name. As we click the drop arrow here, we'll call it rate table. Then we can use this in the reference, and perhaps that's slightly cleaner looking, easier to use, and a bit more relevant here. Remember, we can press F3, add the name that way, click OK. Complete the entry and recopy it. Still getting the same answers, of course. So the index function allows us to pull data out of a table based on a row and column reference, respectively.